Wow. Talk about waiting until the last minute, right? I let that thing count all the way down. What's going on, Kirk? Let me know if you can hear me all right, man. Testing 1, 2, testing. Get all this shit out of my way so I don't play with it. What's going on, man? How much lag is there? Figure if I ask, you can tell me, and then I'll have an idea. Audio is excellent. All right. Hey, if you catch me bumping my head on this, let me know because it gets really annoying. So, anyways, where's all my notes at? I seen you got a new video up. I haven't had a chance to check it out. I got called, well, I got a text message at work from somebody that wanted to do an interview. And I wanted to get the interview done for the night show. So I went ahead and did the interview. It's a bit choppy. Son of a bitch. And I'm plugged right into the computer or the it's not that bad. All right. I say I went and got a cable just to plug right into my router so I wouldn't be running off of Wi-Fi. I actually think there's something wrong with the computer. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and basically do kind of a show, and it's going to go up on the live stream, and then later on I'll go ahead and edit it. So as people come in, I'll go ahead and... Any idea how to set bitrate on StreamYard though? And that's for streaming. All right. Do you use StreamYard at all or no? Because I don't think there's a setting to set your bitrate. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, that's what I was using for recording the interviews. No, there's no setting for it. That's what I was using to record the interviews. And I had my bitrate so low at first that I thought that's why it was making it choppy. So I jumped it up. My video still freezes up. The audio comes out good, but the video, well, you seen it on the Mischief interview. The audio comes up good, but the video sucks. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and describe what the New Hiker podcast is all about. Basically, the New Hiker podcast is basically about getting people's stories out about how hiking in the outdoors has helped them, and in hopes of getting their story to reach somebody else who might be a couch hiker, get them off the couch and go ahead and hike. And then I figure tell you guys why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because of my health and mental health. My weight, a lot of you guys know, was over 350 pounds because that's as high as my house scale will go. So I figured I weighed 350 pounds, and I started getting outdoors and just hiking, and noticed within about a month and a half, I dropped down to 298. Right now I'm down to 286 and holding. I'll lose a pound a week, and that's about it. Mental health. It helps with depression, suicidal thoughts. It helps with that a lot. That's why I do it. Oh. You know, the only thing I don't like about using StreamYard is you don't get to see how many people are in chat, but it does show you got one watching, which would be you, Kirk. This might be a one-viewer show. That's all right. My idea is to do the live stream, and then after the live stream goes up, I'll go ahead and pull it in and edit it down into shorter videos because nobody wants to sit there. How many live streams do you go back and watch? I know I don't most of the times because they're too long. If it's a shorter live stream, I'll go ahead and do it. Oh, tell you about a video I watched. Oh no. Yeah, let me tell you about a video I watched earlier. Trailheads and Terminus on YouTube. I haven't tried streaming on OBS because the simple fact the recording wasn't doing that good. So I figured if the recording's not doing that good, I really don't want to try to stream it. I might try that next week though. Anyways, where'd it go? Trailheads and Terminus is a YouTube page. They're going to be hiking the AT northbound, I believe. And right now they're doing section hikes on the AT, trying to get everything dialed in. And I watched this guy's videos, and I'll tell you what, I think he's got the best video going as far as hiking's concerned. I'll drop his links real quick. Dang, I can't tell if they came up as links, clickable links or not. But high quality editing. He gives you a perfect amount of visual of the trail, scenes, and the right amount of chatter. He's not talking the whole time, which I really like. I told him the other day, in my opinion, it's the best videos I've seen. So I went ahead and threw in the Facebook link, YouTube link, Instagram link. And for everybody I'll talk about, I'll go ahead and throw those links in as well. Good Lord, I'm tired. End of the work week. Another page I was checking out. I need to really look at this page some more. It's on Facebook and Instagram, Hiking for Hope. It sounds like it's a group of people who set up events together and throughout to I hate when they stop uploading because it I'd rather know. You know, if somebody had to get off the trail for a certain reason, I'd rather know. Better to prepare yourself that way. If somebody doesn't tell you why they left the trail, I wonder if they had any other social media. Anyways, Hiking for Hope. I'll read you the description they put up and I'll switch it around a little bit. Hiking for Hope, a 2,190-mile journey on the Appalachian Trail. This year, it will be partnering with HikeRx. HikeRx. Sorry, somebody just uploaded something. I was checking it out real quick. And we will be focusing on how the outdoors helps mentally. They will be doing live feeds, showing interviews of hikers on why they hike. He's also going to be carrying a book of hope, which he wants hikers to put messages of hope in it. Yeah, I went ahead and threw their link in there. I want to find out more because it sounds like he's hiking the AT and going to do it. But when I went to the page, it sounds like they're setting up something different. And I just heard about him today. Oh, I checked my notifications real quick. There's somebody I interviewed tonight just said something. Oh, okay. Not a problem. Yeah, see, and I don't know if they're on the AT or not. Oh, what else do I have? Kirk, one-man show. All by yourself. Oh, there was a topic that I wanted to talk about too real quick, and I'm just going to flow through this real quick. There's a saying on the trail you hear a lot. It's called hike your own hike. And I noticed that on YouTube and a lot of the comments, people forget what hike your own hike means. Like somebody will, recent example, somebody uploaded a video of all the gear they were taking on the AT. And as I'm watching it, I'm going, there's a lot of extra stuff that I myself wouldn't carry. And I thought about it. I'm like, well, I don't know this person. I don't know what he can handle and what not. So I'm not going to tell him, hey, you shouldn't be taking those 4 or 5 chargers or whatever it was he was taking. Because, like I said, I don't know him. I don't know what he can handle. He knows what he can handle. So let him hike his own hike. You hike your own hike. If you disagree with something somebody is doing in their hike, I honestly don't know how to handle it, to be honest. If you disagree with them, you'd be respectful about it, but got to remember it's their hike. They're the ones that have to do it, not you. I'm going to play a little interview that I did tonight with Tribute. Let's see where this pops up. Well, that sucked. Oh, I got to figure that out, I guess. Hey, let's consider this the testing session. Wonder why. Oh, no, it's not going to give me the option to do it. Try it again. All right, I got to figure it out. Try it again.
Trail name, Michael Watchhorn, trail name Tribute.
And real quick, for those that might not know about you, I'm sure most people that are following Hiking the AT know who you are. What are your accomplishments in hiking?
Well, obviously the largest one was last year is a through hike northbound of the Appalachian Trail. But that's the biggest thing. Other than that, I might have 400 or 500 other miles. The biggest one out of all that was probably 107 miles.
Right.
That led me to enjoy the backpacking, and which in turn led me to the AT.
Was there any particular reason why you decided to hike the AT?
Yeah, because when my son had come to me, this was before we did 107 miles, he had said, "Hey, Dad, we should go hike the PCT." I said, "Since when do we hike? And what is the PCT?" And so he told me what the PCT was, and I told him he's out of his dang mind. Why would anybody want to hike that far? And then so we started hiking a little bit and did the 107. Then I got excited kind of about that and enjoyed that. And I kind of started working or doing some other work in another state in Utah, and started climbing some mountains. And because I'd committed to do the PCT with my son, I decided to do the AT because we can't do the PCT until he gets out of the Army in a couple of years.
Oh, right on. Well, thank him for our service.
I sure will. Thank you.
Huh.
So that's what kind of led me to doing the AT. I followed Chica and Sunsets on their through hike because a local friend of ours knew them and told me they were hiking it and they were vlogging. So I decided to watch them on YouTube, and I was inspired by them.
Right on. Any plans on visiting their new hostel?
I absolutely will be very shortly.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place. I love what they did with that place.
I've been watching them put it together, and I've been talking with them as well. So
now, where are you from?
I'm originally from Salt Lake City, but been living in Minnesota for the past, say 13 years.
Okay. And right now you're not there. You're not there right now,
no,
right?
I'm in Georgia.
And what's your plans doing down there?
Well, I got my first shuttle ride tomorrow. I'm shuttling somebody over to Amicalola Falls, and then a couple people tomorrow, actually. And then I'm going to try and see if I can pin down some trail magic somewhere and feed a few hikers if I can find a few. They're kind of sparse out there right now. So I'm just kind of work in this area, and I'm probably going to stay around here till the end of March. There's 4 hikers that I'm mentoring, if you will.
Great.
And I'm going to hike the approach trail with them, and all the way to possibly Neil Gap with them as well.
Right on. One of them, I believe, Pancho.
Pancho, yep, he's one of them.
Okay.
Absolutely.
When's he supposed to be leaving? I interviewed him. I actually got to drop his podcast tomorrow.
His date is changing a little bit due to some circumstances, but it's looking more like he's going to be heading out February 20-ish, somewhere toward the end of February.
Right on. Yeah, he's a good kid. I like Pancho.
He's full of energy, and I think he's got a lot to offer, and I can't wait to get him out on the trail and hike with him a little bit, get to know him a little bit better.
I told him he's got to get a clear poncho and wear it on the trail a little while. Otherwise, people aren't going to know how he got his trail name.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
So how far are you planning on going? Are you planning on following a group all the way up, or do you have a deadline?
Yeah, well, those 4 specifically, I will be kind of up and down with them a little bit because, statistically, only one of them is going to make it, right? But I plan on doing everything I possibly can to get all 4 of them there.
Right
on. And if that means I got to get in there and hike with them and kick them in the butt once in a while, I'm going to do that. But I will, because I do plan on summiting with each one of them as long as they get there. So I will, I'll just kind of work my way up the trail, and I want to be north of Damascus, upwards of a couple hundred miles, and so I can give some folks a ride back to the trail days.
Right.
And we'll do the trail days thing, and then I'll head back up there, and should be to Maine by the end of June, and kind of work, kind of helping some folks in that area and all those guys should be getting up there too. But once the last one of those 4 or whichever one summits last, I'm going to take that summit with them, and I'm going to turn around and I'm going to walk back to Georgia.
Oh, you're going to go walk back after all that?
I'm going to do a Sobo, yes, sir.
Oh, right on. I didn't even know that. Okay, this is not cheap, obviously. Do you have anything set up to where people can help you?
Yeah, I actually threw a fundraiser on Facebook there. Somebody had suggested I do it, and I'm like, but I end up doing it. And we raised $1,000 in 24 hours. It was pretty awesome.
Awesome. Is that still going on?
Yeah, it's growing very slowly now, but it's still out there. I still notice people sharing it in the different groups and stuff. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely share that.
Yeah. So we're certainly taking some donations for all the trail magic, so I can pick more stuff up and continue to feed hikers on the way up.
I don't know why that cut off early, but it did. Hey, Chris, when are you leaving? Well, you're doing sections, right? Or are you planning on doing a regular hike, one long hike? Trying to figure out because 3 Mile right now is on Peyote, and he's headed to the AT and going to start his Nobo. That guy's making out a long hike. Tribute is, like he said, he's doing Trail Angel stuff and Trail Magic. And I asked him about donations and whatnot. I'm going to put it in here and also put it in the description of the video when I edit it down. That's his Facebook page. I could not find a fundraiser on his page anywhere, but he's got a cell phone number there. And if anybody wants to, they can give him a call and make arrangements with him if you were wanting to donate. Do real quick hiker updates, the ones that I've been following. And if there's ones that you guys want me to follow and update on, let me know who they are. I'll be picking up more as they start leaving. But right now there's a couple out there. You got Happy, he's on the trail. And the last video update he had, where was he? He was just past Blood Mountain, I believe. But he was cowboy camping, and he did a really good tribute to the ancestors of this land looking over Blood Mountain after he had talked about the history of Blood Mountain, how it got its name. Apparently there was a battle between 2 Indian nations on that hill, Native American nations on that hill, or Blood Mountain. And supposedly it was so bad that the mountain was covered in blood. But there's his links. Hey, are those showing up as clickable links? Because in what do you call it? This doesn't show it as a clickable link. When I go over a link, that's what it does. It gives me an option to click on it and show you guys what they're saying. Thank you for that. 3 Mile, like I said, he's hiking the Peyote Trail, connect up with the AT, and gonna start his Nobo from there. He's on day 3 to 5 on his last YouTube upload. Been dealing with a lot of rain, more rain to come. I believe he said the last spot he was at was getting ready to go into Talladega. Another thing I don't like about this is you can't see the chatter list, who's in chat. I had 3 for a minute. Yeah, that's what he's using it for, warm up, and then going. He's not even stopping, from what I understand. He's doing a peyote and going right into the AT and keep going. One other person I wanted to talk about, Buttercup. She was planning on hiking the AT through hike this year, and something told her that that's not what she was called to do. And she feels that she's being called to aid through hikers any way she can. So she's got a van now, converted it, and planning on setting out to the AT to help hikers with rides, food, water. She listens to hikers. A lot of hikers have said the one thing they wish that there was more of was trash drops. So she's going to be able to pick up people's trash off of them without them having to go into town. And she's looking to do whatever it is she can do to help. Yeah, you said you're following her. I'll throw it in for anybody else who isn't following. Basically, what I'm going to do is edit this down to a smaller version. And I don't know when I'm going to do that, but it's all going to be broke down into smaller versions. Hey, I got 3 people watching now. Yay. Let me get rid of that. Did anybody want to jump up on here? If they do, let me know. And I can throw an invite. I'm going to go ahead and throw an invite into the chat if anybody wants to jump up and BS for a little while. Feel free to click on the link. What it will do, from what I understand, is ask you to give permission to use your mic and video. Oh, you up to coming on? All right. Hell, we can just throw your interview in now. How do you not take headphones with you in a tent? Hey, Ice Bear, how you doing? Well, if you're supposed to sleep, you can sleep. Basically, all I did was talked about a few through hikers that are going through. Oh, let me get Kirk. See how this lines up. Yeah, don't like that one. I like it like that. What's going on, Kirk?
Hey. What's happening?
I am about as tired as you probably are. I can't hear you, Kirk. What do I need to do?
I've got everything, but I've got both you out of the live chat and StreamYard.
Hey, Byron, how you doing, buddy? Why is this not working?
There we go.
Can you hear me, Kirk?
No, we've got it one way now. I was getting it both from here and the live chat. So I'm good to go now.
All right, let me ask you guys, can you hear him? You can hear both, but I can't hear him. Why can I not hear you?
Might have to just adjust the audio in your encoder. Check your levels in there.
There it is. I don't know why. I can hear you on my TV though.
I just had to mute you out of, or mute the live stream because it's about a minute behind.
Oh yeah, that gets real annoying. Now let me ask them guys, can you guys hear an echo? Can you hear him coming through my mic? Now nobody can hear anything because nobody's talking. It'd be really messed up watching now. Now that I can hear you, they can not hear anything. All right, no echo, cool. So Kirk does all sorts of outdoor videos. I actually met him while I was doing a bushcraft channel, and I ended up having to leave that channel. I don't know what happened. For some reason, it just really messed with me mentally.
Well, there's a lot of people, man, that they get in this bushcraft persona, right? They've got to carve a spoon out of wood. They've got to make everything just a certain way, and if you don't do it, you're fucked up.
Right.
And I don't like that. I'm not about that, right? You should be free to do whatever you want to do, how you want to do it, like hike your own hike, right?
That's
And
exactly what I was thinking.
the whole bushcraft community, it just really, it gets under my skin, right? This whole that you've got to do it a certain way. You know, you can't have variety, you can't be yourself. I think maybe that's what might have got to you.
Probably it was that, and to be honest, a lot of it was getting out there, doing what I wanted to do, but then knowing, hey, you got to do all this filming too. And that's what was really distracting, and it was taken away from the mental aspect of me being outdoors, because when I go outdoors, I go out to reconnect. I go out there to relieve myself from all the stress. And then doing the YouTube, it was like, oh man, I got to do this.
Well, and like you want to get away from people and, you know, the structures, like you don't need to go caveman, but why would you want to be held down by all these conventions and stuff like that, right? You know,
Right.
you got to be part of a certain club just to go out, you know, and if you didn't make your, I don't know, let's say your structure or whatever just right, you know, you're not bushcraft. You can't do this now, right?
Right.
I don't get it.
I haven't seen too much of that in hiking. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of difference in like purist. You know, where you've got to see every white blaze, or you didn't do the through hike.
Yeah, you get like some people that are all about ultralight, and they'll criticize you if you don't weigh out every little part of your pack, right? And that's about as bad as it gets.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was getting on about the hiking your own hike thing. It's like I said, I was watching the guy show everything he had, and I even told him, I was like, man, I said, how you get all that in the bag, I still don't understand. I said, almost everybody's through hike videos, when I see them lay out all their gear, I'm like, how do you get all that gear in one bag? And then you got people telling them, oh, you shouldn't take this, you shouldn't take that. That's too much weight. Now, he's got a heavier pack than I've heard most people. But it's like he said, you don't know me. I've been hiking for years, and I know how much weight I can carry.
And that's just it, right? If you can handle a certain loadout, you can handle a certain weight. Like, man, look at these guys in the military. They're handling 60-pound, 80-pound, 100-pound gear, and they're hiking who knows how many miles in one day, running with that gear on, right? They're conditioned for it, though.
I didn't say nothing bad about all ultralight.
No, it's just that you get these people that they classify themselves in a certain category, right? And they say, I'm this, you're not good enough or whatever. And it should never be like that, ever. It's not a competition.
Right. No, it's not. And to me, it's all about, and it's not even about being a through hiker, section hiker. To me, it's about getting out there and making the connection and finding happiness.
Exactly.
You know, it's like I live out here. I can't get to Appalachian Trail. There's no trails around me. The nearest trail I got is a 12-mile hike. It's a tractor trail, and it's gravel. And it runs from McPherson to Lindsberg. And when you get into Lindsberg, there's a little campground. Well, there's only one problem. It's a new trail. And people in the middle of the trail that own property want the track property back now. So it's in legal battle. So we have trail going this way, trail going that way, nothing in between.
So would that be, you'd have to all of a sudden make all new trails around those properties?
Everything out here is in one block. One block is a mile.
Right.
So all the streets are in a mile. So what you'd have to do is get off, go a half mile to the next road over, go up 4 miles, cut back over a half mile, and get back on the trail.
Oh,
And it's
okay.
all dirt road. I'm located in McPherson, Kansas. And Kirk's up in what part of Canada?
I'm in Red Deer, Alberta. If anybody knows where Calgary, Edmonton is, I'm right in between Calgary and Edmonton.
Yeah, that's actually the trail. That's the nearest thing I have to a trail around here. There's a couple other longer trails that you can go out to, but we're talking 3 to 4 hour drive, and I don't drive.
Around the city here, we've got over 300 kilometers of trails. So that's like, I don't know, what, 150 miles, let's say, of trails? 180 miles of trails?
Yeah, I'd love to have trails. It's like Matty Outdoors. That dude, he lives in a city, but to get to the Rockies, he could spit and get to them.
That's cool. I'd like to live like that. You know, like it's a 2-hour drive for me to get to the Rocky Mountains from here. But the Trans-Canada Trail, it runs right through the city here because there's actually 3 branches of it that go across the country because the country's just so vast, right? You've got a northern part to it, central, and a southern part to it.
I gotta try to remember to throw some of them in there so you can see them. What part of the Rockies are you talking about, Mischief? Because Matty, he's up in Canada. I've hiked Pikes Peak. That's as much as I've done of that.
If you, you know, the Columbia River that goes in between Washington and Oregon, the Columbia ice fields aren't too far from here. They're about maybe 3-hour drive from here.
Right. I didn't even notice who said that. I thought that was Ice Bear that said that at first. Hey, Trailheads Terminus, good to see you. I did talk up your guys' channel a little bit. I love what you guys did with that last video. All the videos I've seen so far. Definitely going to be a channel that I'm definitely going to be watching throughout the entire year. Just up in Canada. Oh, I wanted to drop something else too. I don't know who all you guys follow Hilltop Packs. Old Ben over there is doing another backpack giveaway. And you can find out more information about that backpack giveaway on his Facebook page. He's got a link in his bio that'll take you to the form to enter for that.
Yeah. Sorry. Ice Bear was just saying something there about black bears and so on, right? It's crazy, all the wildlife that we have here and around the cities, of course. A lot of them are used to people and that, right? But then you get the people from the city that think that they're an outdoor expert and they go out into the backcountry and they become bear food, you know, cat food. Luckily, I've never been face to face and, you know, had to, let's say, karate chop a bear, but man, there's some big cats out there. And it's like a dog, right? You don't turn and run. Their predator instinct, they'll take you out. You got to stare them down and tell them you're not afraid, even though you're pissing yourself, right?
Yeah, you see videos about that going on up there all the time where people will get out of their car. Oh, look at the bear, the mama bear and the baby bears. Let's see how close we can get to them.
Go to a farm and try that with a cow, right? Try and get between a cow and a calf and see what she does to you.
Right.
Right. And that's a plant eating thing with about IQ of 5. Now you get a bear that's designed to kill. They'll take you apart, right?
We were talking about Hilltop's pack. I wonder if I got my pack in here. My kid knows that I'm into hiking. All right. And like I said, the last thing I was into was bushcraft. And the backpack I had was the old Boy Scout style aluminum frame, 2-pouch top bottom backpack. And my kid decided that she's going to get me a backpack for Christmas. 65-liter backpack.
Oh, wow.
For under $40.
That's decent. You saw the bag that I featured from Hatchet Survival, right? That black one?
When did you do that?
Oh, it would probably be in October.
I was still on, so I should have seen it.
Oh man, that's a nice bag.
This one is not nice.
No?
This thing, what's it made by?
Oh, is it like a Chinesium special?
Yeah, Free Night. The zippers, when I got it, they were, both zipper pulls were together.
Okay.
No, one zipper pull was down, one zipper pull was in the middle, but the zipper was closed on both sides of that zipper.
Oh, okay.
Every zipper was like that. Luckily, I got them. They opened, but I can tell already that if you put too much in this pack, as soon as you try to zip it closed, it's just going to split.
See, and that's like my 30 liter. My old 30 liter I got from eBay for $10 or whatever. And the zippers, they kept falling apart. I had to sew them or glue them. I was constantly repairing the zippers. It was stupid. But the new one that I got, which is almost identical, probably still Chinesium, the zippers are worlds apart. Much better construction.
Hey, let's do a little bit of an interview with you while
Sure.
we got you here, and then I'll go ahead and edit it down into an actual video.
Okay.
All right, Chris, man, you take care, brother. It's good seeing you again. Yeah. Your batteries die quick out there.
Oh yeah, it'll suck the life out of some batteries. That's for sure.
So, what got you into outdoors activities?
You know, and I was actually thinking about this yesterday because I was checking out. Is it called Buzzsprout or where's your thing that you got all your interviews on?
Yeah, Buzzsprout.
Right. So I was listening to those yesterday, and I was thinking, okay, well, where do I go back to where I'm getting outdoors and into survival and stuff? And it was somewhere, I don't know, probably like 10 years old. I was really interested. Go out in the woods with my friends. We'd make forts and see how well we could make a fort as quick as possible. No tools, just our bare hands, and throw together something that no one else could find you in that forest. Like a Survivor meets hide and go seek kind of thing.
Right.
Right. And that's where it probably all started. Right. And, you know, like everyone can say, oh, I had a shit life because whatever. And I had some unfortunate things that happened over a number of years when I was a kid. And it was a family member that had abused me quite a bit. And needless to say, when he died from cancer, it wasn't enough. But, you know, like you can bring that baggage with you as you go on in life, or you can find ways to shed that off of you, right? And getting outdoors and just connecting with nature and removing yourself from society, for me, that really helps. That makes a big difference, right? Like even just getting out for a hike or something, right?
Right. Is it able to help you forgive?
You know, and that was the thing, is how do you go from hate to forgive, right? How do you get to forgiving somebody after they've done so much damage? And finally, it took years, right? But I was able to find forgiveness. It took a long time.
And like you said, there's really no sense in carrying it with you all the time.
It's like bringing a 100-pound pack, but you know, like Mischief had mentioned, he can't handle that much weight because of the damage to his feet, right?
Right. What keeps you in it now? So
now, if you go back actually about 2008, I was doing construction and I got in a bad crash on the way home from work one day. It screwed me up bad. My neck and back are destroyed. I was 5'11". Now I'm about 5'8.5". I might get close to 5'9" on a good day. My back and neck are destroyed. And so I've got chronic pain. Sometimes I'm paralyzed. I can't get out of bed, or I can't get up if I'm sitting down. Like right now, just sitting here this little bit doing this live stream, I can't feel my feet, but that doesn't mean I'm permanently like that. It's just, it comes and goes, right? So when I can get out there and I can, even if I can't throw a backpack on, even if I just get out for a quick hike, it's just the movement, not being sedentary, that really helps me physically, as well as the mental aspect of it, because we can sit down and beat ourselves up and say, woe is me. I don't go on Facebook anymore, but, you know, I could go and post on Facebook, oh, I'm hurting so much right now. That's every fucking day.
Right.
It's every day that I'm hurting so much. Like, what am I going to do? Go fish for sympathy, right? Or I can do something about it and try and move past it, right?
Now, does getting out help you with the pain, or will it
It's a give
inflame
and
it
take,
sometimes?
right? Yeah, exactly. It can inflame it too. So being up and being active, though, that can really help. And I had another thing. It was about this time last year, maybe last spring. I had a whole bunch of these other things showing up, and I start going to the doctor and saying, okay, well, why do I have all these new problems? And they're going through cancer and kidney stones, all these different things, and all these different doctors and tests and all this stuff. And luckily, by the time we hit about October, they narrowed it down to problems with my neck and back are basically causing like a short circuit in my nerves. So now here I am all buggered up, can barely do anything now, can barely even get out and do a hike. So it's a balance, right? It's staying as active as possible without pushing myself too hard.
And how long ago was this that this accident happened?
It was in 2008, February 2008. So just about 12 years ago.
Now, how long has it been since you were probably down for quite a while to where you couldn't do nothing? How long has it been since you got out of that point to where you were able to finally get up and start doing something?
Well, and like to move past the mental aspect of it, you start with I can't, right? I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do this anymore. And once I was able to break through that, and then I was just stuck with the physical limitations, that was all within that same year there. I was laid up for a bit there, like WCB, the Workers' Compensation Board. They pay a gravy rate, right? You get 90% of your wage tax free. They paid for physio, all these things like that, but it's a set amount of time. So once that ends, you got to decide: am I gonna, sit around in a cardboard box, or am I gonna go back to work? So I went back to work, and it was until 2015 mid 2015 I was still able to keep doing construction. It's too hard on me now, so then that's where I moved on to just doing full-time security.
So you're still in the process of figuring out what your body can and can't.
Right, and so
Where do you find the balance?
right, since last spring though, and then it got to be about June, I've been so buggered up, I haven't been able to get up and do much of anything. It's been stupid. And so that's where you get in that whole I can't, mindset again. But so I've got to keep motivating myself, even though I might not even be able to get up and move 5 steps. I've still got to try.
Right. And do you find it, my wife's got fibromyalgia, so I know.
Yeah.
Do you find it true that a lot of people will look at you and go, what? Look at you. You're a big dude. Well, why can't you do this?
Right. Yeah. Like I'm, even if I cut some weight, I'm 230 right now, but I'd probably cut down to maybe 210. And, people would say, oh, you're fine. Look at how fit you are or whatever. Right. And especially like, here's the thing that really gets under my skin is if I end up in emergency because of whatever complication, like I've had 2 heart attacks, I've had a stroke, all because of these muscle and nerve problems. But you get some of these doctors, they see that I'm taking narcotic painkillers daily. So right away, I'm classified as a drug addict, right? That I'm there for an injection of morphine or whatever. And it's like, no, fix me. Like, let's get this repaired, right? But they don't want to take you seriously as soon as you're labeled as that, right?
Right. And see, I try not to do the medications because I know me. You put me on medications and I am going to be that guy.
Yep.
Well,
how much can medication really do, right?
Right. The doctors one of them was trying to Xanax for sciatica. And I'm like, why in the world would I want to take that for sciatica? Mm-hmm. To me, it doesn't make sense. And for another, I know, like I said, exactly how I am. I've got a very addictive personality. You give me Xanax and I'm going to be sleeping everywhere.
Right. Well, and I hit a point that was really bad a few years back, 2012 into 2013. I was married. I I had a house, vehicles, $85,000 a year. Like it was salary. So basically just go work your 8 hours, go home and make tons of money, right? Things were going pretty good, but things with me physically were horrible. And so then you got this doctor, my own doctor who was supposed to be taking care of me. She starts shoving all these antidepressants down my throat. Workplace, they sent me to a doctor. He did the exact same thing, labeled me as depressed. And once you start taking enough of that medication, you believe anything these doctors tell you, and you keep taking more and more. They got me taking antipsychotics. I ended up in a bloody psych ward for a few weeks. And I started looking like me versus these people. And you look at their natural behavior, I guess you would say, with or without medication, right? And you're like, okay, well, that's them every day, but this is only when I'm on these stupid meds, right? So it took a long time to finally get that all out of my system and for my brain chemistry to go back to normal. But that was a brutal point in my life, and I lost everything, absolutely everything. Everything that I had after the divorce was in a storage unit. And,
Right.
just float from person to person, basically just couch surfing at that point.
I think Ice Bear nails it. Doctor's
Yeah,
not
definitely.
a guessing game. It's like I said, my wife's got fibromyalgia. You know what the test is to find out if you have fibromyalgia?
Not sure, no.
There isn't one.
Oh, okay.
It's not like they can draw blood. It's a guessing game. Well, is it this? No, it's not that. Is it this? No,
Just
it's not.
a whole bunch of symptoms and whatever, and they
Right.
eventually figure it out. A friend of mine, his wife has fibromyalgia, so we relate quite a bit with my issues with my neck and back from the crash versus her symptoms, which exactly how you would be able to relate with your wife's issues.
Right.
But yeah, a lot of people, when they look at me, especially like, let's say they see me do a video, like I just did a video recently here, right? And they're, oh, well, look, you can go out and do a hike. I was out for 20 minutes, right? That's
Right.
20 minutes after a couple of weeks of being laid up.
Yeah. And how long were you laid up after that?
Right. That's exactly right. Like, so like the last time, well, if you look, actually, I did that hike right around New Year's, and that was actually a pretty decent one. I was out for maybe an hour and a half or whatever. And so then, 2 weeks, I wasn't doing much of anything really, just dying in pain and all the other shit. And then, 20 minutes last night or this morning or whatever. But it's the balance of not pushing myself too hard and not being mentally defeated. Because I can go ahead and mentally defeat myself in a second. Or I can
Right.
try and stay positive. You know those cliches like the glass is half full, it's not half empty, and so on. If you
Right.
look with a positive perspective on anything, it is much better than any medication, than any drug will ever give you. Because you can
Right.
bring yourself down in a second.
Oh, yeah.
You can beat yourself up and say, oh, I've had a shit life. I was abused for years growing up. Yeah, it's bad. I had bruises and mental scars, and that won't be repaired easy. The bruises go away, but it makes me tough, right?
Right.
No one can ever bring me down mentally, like, from insulting me and so on, right? It's like, you got to do a lot worse. You got to do a lot worse, right? I've had people shoot at me and stab at me. Luckily, I've been quick enough, that I'm not, on a slab, but it's like, try harder, man. I've been through a lot worse than this.
Canada that rough, or you just live in a bad part of town?
We're disarmed, and they get these liberals that they had a very sheltered life and they think it's beautiful being disarmed, right? Oh, the bad guys don't have guns because of gun laws. No, there's guns. There's lots of guns, and whoever doesn't have a gun has a knife. Whoever doesn't have a knife has a broken bottle, and so on, right? They will find a way. If they're that messed up and they want to hurt you, they'll find a way.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Look at these guys. There's a guy recently in London. He taped knives to his hands or machetes or whatever, right? And went on a rampage. He couldn't get a gun, but he still killed people.
Yeah. And now what are they doing over there?
Right?
Buy back knives. You can't have a knife outside of your house.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute. I just went to Walmart and bought this. How the hell am I supposed to get it home?
Right? Like if you do legally own a firearm here, you can take it to a gun range or you can take it to a gun shop or whatever, but it's got to be locked up and the ammo's got to be locked up separately. You can't carry a gun. You can't have a gun out for your protection. And if you use a gun in your home because someone's broke in and he's murder your kid, you will be arrested on the spot, even if you do get cleared later. You know, even if a jury lets you off later, right? You'll be
Right.
arrested on the spot because you shot someone dead for breaking into your home. We don't have any castle law or, you know, stand your ground or anything like that here. We're such a disarmed society. It's brutal. Just before Christmas, just a few days before Christmas, this guy's at a Walmart near here, like maybe a 5-minute drive from here. And he gets in an argument with a guy right outside the front door, maybe someone, you know, asking for money or something, and he gets shot dead at Walmart, Christmas shopping. Like, how fucked up is that, right?
That sounds like a Black Friday sale here in America.
Right?
Sorry.
It's screwed up, right? And so I could, you know, and kind of straying off there, but I could just go and say, oh, woe is me, my life is so tough. Everyone's got a tough life, right? Everyone's got it rough, but find a way to improve your life in a healthy way.
Right. And that's what the outdoors is really, to me, that's what it's all about.
Exactly. It really helps, right?
You get the mental health benefits out of it. And I mean, there's science to back it up too.
Mm-hmm.
And obvious physical health. You got any plans on doing anything once you do get better?
Well, last year I had planned on hiking Allstones, or Mount Allstones, depending on what you want to call it. And I'd been up there 3 times before, but I haven't been up there in a decade now. And obviously with things getting as bad as they did, I didn't get a chance to get, sorry, just saw something pop up on the chat there. I didn't get a chance to get back out there again, obviously. So the first thing I'm going to do, even if I got to get a, you know, on crutches, a wheelchair, whatever, I'm going to get back up Allstones. It's not going to stop me. I'm going to find a way to get up there.
Right. A while back, you and I had a talk about, didn't you say something about you had different doctors?
Yeah, so I've got my own medical doctor, and he does wonders, but the College of Physicians and Surgeons really limits what he can do. So there's also specialists, though, and so then you get referred to a specialist, and that specialist can refer you to other specialists. So right now I'm in a limbo where I've got a specialist that ended up being a urologist because of the way all these nerves and everything are shorting out. He wants to work with a pain clinic and a neurologist, and the neurologist will help basically pinpoint, this is the plan at least, right?
Right.
What nerves are screwed up, and they'll either like cut out a nerve bundle, paralyze a nerve bundle, whatever they got to do. And hopefully that will stop the muscles and everything else from basically working backwards. You know, I could go to reach for something and drop it, or smack something off, or, you know, be paralyzed sitting down or whatever. So they're hoping that if they can get these nerve bundles that are not working right and basically just remove them from the system, that should fix what's going on.
Now, is the pain clinic, is that kind of like a physical therapy?
Right, and that's where they can actually help you, even if it is medication or whatever it is. They've got ways of working with pain, like much more than my doctor can just prescribe or do on his own. That's where you could actually go to a facility, and I wouldn't say it's like a rehab or anything like that, but they just help figure out ways that will work with that individual's pain and solutions for it.
Right. So there is possibility that they can track it down, snip, and not reverse it, but stop it.
It'd be like if you lost function of a leg and they gave you some kind of prosthetic or something, or some kind of device to help you still move, like Mischief with his feet, all that damage, right? He was able through prosthetics or through those devices to keep walking. So there could be still some way that I can still keep going, that, you know, is not all hope is lost yet.
Right. Right on.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that Allstones, I really want to get back out there. It's amazing. There's a lake 3/4 of the way up. So for people that aren't that skilled, it's basically just like walking up a hill. And you can get up there, camp out, fish, whatever. And if you want to get up to the peak, though, it's like, imagine being on a ball diamond of shale, but now you're crawling on your hands and your knees in most of it, because every foot you're going forward, you're sliding down 3 feet.
Right.
So you're basically like spinning out the whole time you're trying to get to the peak, and then you get up and you're well above the tree line. You're basically right on the edge of the Rocky Mountains, so there's no other mountain right close to you. You can see them, but it's just, you got this huge 360-degree view. You can see the curvature of the Earth. Oh, it's amazing.
Get to see northern lights up there too. God, I quit
Oh,
getting-
around here, there's too much light pollution right here in the city, but you get just outside the city, you can see the northern lights, no problem. Now, I haven't been up around Allstones at, like optimal times. It's usually January that I usually see them. It really does depend on the time of year, right? But you would have an amazing front row seat. Oh, yeah, that would actually be great if you could get up there and observe the northern lights from up there. Zero light pollution. Oh, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I never knew what zero light pollution was until I moved from Cleveland, Ohio to Nebraska, and driving in the back of I'm in the back of a pickup truck laying down, and I'm like, holy crap, you can see from horizon to horizon the Milky Way.
Yeah. And if you actually take your smartphone and you take a picture in the city, just look up at the sky and take a picture, right? And you look at how cloudy or distorted that image is, right? And then take a similar picture just outside of a city, and it's like, holy, I can actually see, on the screen every little star.
Right.
It's pretty cool. Those little discoveries that we can make are just amazing.
Right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up.
Sounds good.
Another day at work tomorrow. I usually have Fridays off, but I'm gonna go pull some overtime. Well, it's not overtime because I missed yesterday, thanks to stupid Vassavagal episode. So I'm gonna go ahead and close it up. Appreciate you hopping on. I'm gonna do this once a week. I'm gonna do this once a week. So more than welcome to hop back on. Anytime anybody wants to jump on with me on a Thursday night, just pop in chat and I'll go ahead and throw the link up. So thanks everybody for stopping in. I appreciate it. Y'all have a good night.
Take care.